Imagine waking up Benedict Arnold in 2025 and handing him a smartphone. Would he be impressed by modern politics, or instantly suspicious of anyone who changes sides mid-war? Would he recognize loyalty as a sacred value, or a currency traded for clout? And when he sees JD Vance's 180 from Trump critic to Trump confidant, would he nod in understanding or call him an amateur? Welcome to History Reacts, where old school wisdom meets our new school world. Benedict Arnold, born in 1741 in colonial Connecticut, was once a celebrated general of the American Revolution. Brave, brilliant, respected, he led troops through brutal winters and bloody battles. But when he felt undervalued by the Continental Congress, underpaid, overlooked, and insulted, he flipped. He plotted to surrender West Point to the British, got caught, fled, and forever became America's most infamous traitor. To Arnold, loyalty was conditional. It had a price. And once he felt that price wasn't being met, he switched flags, literally. Betrayal wasn't a breakdown of morals, it was a calculation, a rebrand. Fast forward to today. JD Vance, a venture capitalist and author of Hillbilly Elegy, was once a sharp critic of Donald Trump, called him cultural heroin, warned of the damage he could do. In 2016, he tweeted, "My God, what an idiot!" In response to a Trump controversy, he called Trump reprehensible and noxious and warned that Trump's actual policy proposals, such as they are, range from immoral to absurd. He even said in an interview, "I can't stomach Trump. I think that he's noxious and is leading the white working class to a very dark place." But in recent years, Vance has become one of Trump's most vocal defenders. Now he's Trump's vice president, equal parts hype man, hitman, and house pet. Somewhere between a pit bull and a golden retriever with access to Air Force Two. His journey, let's just say it's less political evolution and more full-blown identity transplant. To Arnold, this would feel familiar. Too familiar. Here was a man who built a reputation criticizing a leader, only to switch sides once power came calling. Arnold would see the signals. Ambition, calculation, and the willingness to torch your own words if it gets you closer to the top. In fact, he'd probably swipe through Vance's deleted tweets like a proud dad at graduation. But here's the twist. Arnold paid a heavy price. Once he defected, no one truly trusted him again. The British didn't revere him. The Americans despised him. His name became shorthand for betrayal. He got the title, but lost the legacy. Vance, so far, hasn't. His flip-flop has been absorbed by the modern machine. We live in a world where yesterday's tweet is today's deleted post. The news cycle moves faster than consequences. To Arnold, that would be unthinkable. Betrayal used to end careers. Now, it launches them straight into the West Wing. And if you play your cards right, maybe even a Netflix doc and a podcast. But Arnold wouldn't just be watching JD Vance, he'd be watching the crowd, because in his time, betrayal shocked people. Today, it barely raises an eyebrow. Arnold might argue that we're no longer outraged by disloyalty. We expect it. That to him would be the real betrayal, not of a cause, but of values themselves. Before we hand down the verdict, let's rewind a bit, back to the beginning. Because if you really want to understand betrayal, you've got to understand the man behind it. Or, in this case, men. Benedict Arnold was born into a once prosperous family that fell on hard times. His father drank away their reputation. As a teen, Arnold had to drop out of school and apprentice as a pharmacist just to keep food on the table. From early on, he was fueled by a hunger to restore lost honor and a sharp resentment of anyone who disrespected him. He rose fast in the military, not just through bravery, but through sheer force of ego. Arnold didn't just want to win battles, he wanted everyone to know he won them. JD Vance, by contrast, grew up in the Rust Belt of Ohio, raised by a single mum struggling with addiction. He bounced between relatives and found stability with his grandparents. His story, made famous in Hillbilly Elegy, was framed as a journey of upward mobility through personal responsibility. He went from Marine to Yale Law grad, from scrappy memoirist to media darling. But beneath the bootstraps narrative was a deep sensitivity to power and a readiness to shift tone depending on who held it. Where Arnold wore his ambition like a saber, Vance cloaked his in self-reinvention. Arnold demanded recognition. Vance curated it. Arnold's betrayal was dramatic. He literally tried to hand over a fort. Vance's, it was subtler. A slow drip of deleted tweets, softened stances, and the magical disappearance of past disgust. Arnold betrayed a cause. Vance betrayed a character arc. And yet, both men were shaped by insecurity. Both men learned early that loyalty isn't always rewarded, but opportunism often is. That lesson. They didn't just absorb it, they weaponized it. So, what's the final verdict? Benedict Arnold would see JD Vance as a kindred spirit, a man who rewrote his story for personal gain. He'd respect the maneuver, but he'd also warn. The climb is only half the battle. Once you're at the top, the people you betrayed don't forget, and neither does history. He'd remind us that loyalty isn't just a buzzword, it's the thread that holds trust together. Break it often enough, and even your victories start to rot. What do you think? Would Benedict Arnold call JD Vance a fellow strategist or a sellout in cosplay? Drop your verdict in the comments and subscribe to History Reacts, because when loyalty is just a costume, it's only fair to hear from the man who wore betrayal best.